At this time, we'll get Councilman Box to lead us in prayer and I'll pledge allegiance.
Everybody join me, please. Almighty God, Creator and Father of all, we thank you, Lord, for an opportunity to come before you again and just celebrate the life you've given us, Father. Celebrate the wonderful city we live in, all the good things that are before us. Lord, I thank you that you'll give us the wisdom of Solomon, the heart of David, when necessary, courage of Samson, but most of all, the love of Christ in our hearts as we move forward to make decisions. In whose name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good evening to everyone. Glad to have you out here tonight. We're going to have a roll call. Councilwoman Quaylor,
Here.
Councilman Box,
Here.
Councilman Sims,
Here.
and myself present also. In the absence of our council president, David Spivey, we miss you tonight. Hope all is well. We have a good agenda tonight. We have 13 items on the consent agenda that we're going to deliberate. One on unfinished business, and then we have also one on new business. We have a public hearing that we will go into when we deliberate the items. And then also at the end, we have an executive session, and we'll tell you about that when we get to the end. At this time, we would like to have approval of the minutes for the regular council meeting, May the 2nd.
Motion to approve the minutes from May 2nd, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the current bills, payments this time.
Make a motion to approve the current bills, $257,731.20.
Motion, got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, we have a professional consultants report at this time. No professional consultant. Mayor, your report.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I have several announcements and I have one presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with the announcements first. Last 2 weeks, I had an opportunity to go to two grand openings. One was Holy Roses, which is on Oleeds Road. It's a new flower shop that's in the city of Irondale. They had their grand opening on May the 8th. And also on Friday, I had a chance to go to La Vida, which is a new hair salon that opened on Friday, and they are housed in the Vivian Mora State Farm building there. They had a very good, nice celebration. They also provided food at the same time, so it was also a great event to be there for their grand opening. We had the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast on May the 3rd. We had over 320 individuals in attendance. We had Pastor Mike Jr. was our keynote speaker, who is a Stellar Award music artist. He did a fantastic job. Usually people will get up and they will begin to leave because they need to get back to work, but nobody left the room when he spoke at our last prayer breakfast. So I want to thank him for coming and being able to share with the audience. And he was able to reach the black, white, young, old. It was a very good time that we had there with the prayer breakfast. And on May the 11th, we had a charity basketball game where we had Team Mayor and Team London. Now, Team London was stacked. I mean, they had.
Here we go.
They had
Here we go.
D1 players, D2 players. I mean, the only thing we had was one professional that was Christian, two of his buddies that played at Birmingham Southern. But if you all can see by the size of the trophy, who was victorious?
Yeah. My report's coming.
Call a timeout 2 minutes into the game. Yes, Tim, you.
My report's coming.
Also a picture of the winning team. As well, Councilman London did beat me in the free throw contest. So we had a free throw contest to see who could shoot the 25, hit the 25 free throws. And he did beat me out of that. However, I was at a disadvantage because he works in a gym as a school teacher. and the odds in New York said, in Las Vegas said that he was favored to win the contest. He actually
Sound like an
that.
excuse, isn't it?
But as a team, we ended up taking home the big prize. So we may have lost the battle, but we won the war.
Again, my report's
Brings me
coming.
much joy. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Operation Holiday Gardens. The individuals in Holiday Gardens have been talking about the city has not been paying attention to individuals that have been speeding through the community. So we began to patrol and do a little bit more over there in the community for May 5th through May 12th. We gave 5 speeding citations, 49 failed to stop citations. 5 people were operating vehicles without insurance. Driving while suspended was 1. No driver's license at all was 2. No child restraints was 1. Expired tag citations were 11. Arrests made was 1. And there were 2 recoveries of narcotics. Be careful what you ask for. You all asked us to patrol the neighborhood and to do more over there. And I just wanted to be able to give you this information from this report to let you know we heard your cry and we've actually followed through on that. And if anybody else wants us to come to their neighborhood as well, we will come and do that for you. On May the 24th, we're having a blood drive called Power in the Blood. It's going to be here at Irondale City Hall. And it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you can go to www.tinyurl.com/IrondaleBD if you'd like to sign up and participate in that. On Friday, May 26th, we're having a We Got Game bingo bash at the Irondale Civic Center. That's at 3521 Ratliff Road or the Old Zamora. We'll be there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and we'll have amazing bingo prizes, free pizza, popcorn, and drinks. Also, we're having registration for Irondale Mounties Youth Sports. You can go to www.irondalemountiesYouthSports.com if you'd like to sign up your children for the upcoming football season. May 21st through the 27th is National Public Works Week. Please support your public works individuals next week as they're coming through the community. It's okay. And legal says it's okay that if you share a little gift with them, it's not unethical. So whatever you all can do for them next week as they're coming through the neighborhood, we would appreciate that. I know on May the 25th, we're having a breakfast here before they go out that morning to celebrate Public Works Week. Also on June the 3rd, we're having the first Irondale Auto Classics. That's going to be at Classic Car Motoring, which is the old Sam's building. We'll be there beginning at 10 a.m. Now that we move into the summer, we're getting ready for Screen Scene, which will have movies June the 9th and June the 23rd. If you haven't downloaded the app, I encourage you to download the app. There's a lot of information that you can get up-to-date information about what's going on in your city. We have about 1,300 to 1,400 people that are also using the app. Now my presentation for today. We had 3 individuals to come from Irondale Community School, Grantswood Community School, and Irondale Middle School to be mayor for a day. They spent the day with me. It started off kind of slow, but I realized that once you take them to the Whistle Stop Cafe and feed them, they have a way of being more friendly and having more conversations. They also had a chance to go to the administration building, police, public works, library, courts, finance, and we went to lunch. And then we went to the water department. We went to the senior activity center where they had a chance to be able to make an executive decision. The question was, the seniors wanted to go on a trip. So I told them that I would not make the decision. I allowed the 3 mayors for the day to be able to make that decision, and they did. So they decided to allow the seniors to go on the trip at a further date. And then we went from there back to City Hall, where we taped them doing Message with the Mayor. So if you go to the mayor's Facebook page, all three of them did their own video about one of the things that was on the calendar for the month. They really had a good time. I really enjoyed it. I think they enjoyed the fire department or the senior activity center the most, but I'm going to allow each one of them to come up and to share with you how they enjoyed their day as being the mayor for the day. Person we're going to have is Mayor Diane. I'm very impressed with Mayor Diana because she was in a contest and she ended up getting up in the top 5 in Grantswood. And they interviewed each one of them to determine who would be the mayor for the day. She won the contest to be the mayor for the day. She wrote, I read her letter, and through her letter that she wrote, she said that if she could be the mayor for the day, she wanted to make sure that she could help people. She wanted to make sure that she could feed people. She wanted to make sure that the homeless had a place to stay. The thing that was most stirring to me, she said that she wanted to make sure that everybody in the city had a home. How many fifth graders can you think of that wanted to make sure that everybody has a home? So, Mayor Diana, you want to share with them what you learned today?
I really enjoyed today. It was one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. I really learned a lot today, and I really enjoyed it with the mayor.
Thank you. We'll come up. Family. Next mayor for the day recipient is Miss Chloe Murray. Miss Chloe, she's amazing. She speaks very well, but she's into martial arts and she also does ballet. So I was trying to figure out how she does both of those things, but she's very articulate. She climbed up into the fire truck. Did you get in the police car? She got in the police car. So they just had a chance to be able to enjoy themselves. So, Miss Chloe, I'm going to let you put it in your own words.
I enjoyed having fun with the mayor today. It was a new experience for me, and I learned a lot.
What was one thing that everybody asked when we went to all of the different places in the city?
They asked for a raise in money.
More money was asking them to increase their budget. And last but not least is Mayor John Ray. He started out the day very quiet. And we asked the question, well, how did you end up being mayor for the day? He said, the principal told me to come down here today. I said, oh, okay, so you didn't put in for it? He was like, no. So we would go to different places, and then he would he wasn't real talkative, and he was kind of a little standoffish. So I finally said, I said, well, do you want to go back to school? And he said, no. So after that, we ended up going to the Whistle Stop, and we realized that, you know, when you talk to people and you have things in common, they kind of loosen up. So we started talking about basketball. He wants to be a basketball player. John, this is going to be the point guard for Team Stewart next year. We've already signed him up, and he'll be in the 7th grade, but I told him that I want him to play on our basketball team because his goal is to be a professional basketball player. So I want to be able to start him early, and also I want to be his agent or accountant once he make it. So I'm going to turn it over to John Ray. And also I struggle with his name the whole time. And he said, don't worry about it, Mayor. Nobody pronounces it correctly anyway.
One thing I would like to talk about that I enjoyed were the seniors. It was really fun over there. They made me laugh a lot.
They make me laugh a lot too. And when he got ready to leave, he told his mother, make sure you get the mayor's number so he can call me to let me know when the basketball game is going to be played. So it gave me a great honor to be able to do that. You never know what experiences can play a role for them to be able to one day to be in public service. But I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to be able to share with them what it's like to be for a mayor. I never thought that I was going to be a mayor, never desired to be a mayor. That's just one of the things that God finally decided that he wanted to do. But if I can play a role in helping somebody else to be able to find their passion and dreams at an early age, then my living is not in vain. I do have one announcement as a father. I wanted to let you all know that Christian made 2nd team All-Sweden, and he was the top import player this year in the country of Sweden playing professional basketball. So that's just a father's privilege there. But and that also ends my report, Councilman Lund.
And he said my team was stacked.
Oh, I just had one professional.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, we have a councilman report. We'll start with Councilwoman Quaylar.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and congratulations to the 3 students that served as mayor of our city. I commend you for what you did, and I wish you all the best as you continue on. The important thing is to always give it your best, whether it's in English or math or history or science or sports. Always give it your best, and God will bless you for doing that. So keep up the wonderful work that you're doing. The second thing that I wanted to mention is Councilman Sims and I attended the Alabama League of Municipalities annual convention. It's held every year. Councilman Sims served as delegate for the city of Irondale, and I served as alternate for the city of Irondale. And there were many wonderful things that were taking place. This was started Wednesday, and it concluded late Friday night. One of the things, and I met with Mayor Stewart, a woman that really excited me, and Councilman Sims, you can add to it if you'd like. Natalie Norman, who is the executive director for the Alabama Recreation and Parks Association, she talked about some of the things that the state of Alabama is doing to promote parks and recreations, especially in working with youth and sports. They have a program that the state of Alabama is promoting and funding, and basically it's called Coach Safely, which trains coaches, volunteers that are involved in any kind of sporting event with children. It wants them to be able to win, but win without losses, being, whether it's a health-related injury, it trains them, they train them. They provide online training for those volunteers that don't have the time to come for personal training at the city. They can go on and get trained that way, or else the Alabama Parks, Natalie Norman, will actually come to the city and provide training for anyone and everyone that is involved in sports here in Irondale with our youth program. At no cost to the city, at no cost to the volunteers or the coaches. It's all done because the state of Alabama is providing that funding. And they've been able, the people that have been trained, in one instance, they were able to save a child's life. I believe it was heat stroke related, but they were able to save their life. And that's what we always want to do, is we want to have fun. Our children, we want them to have fun, but we also want them to be in a safe environment. And this program does that. The good news is that when I spoke with Mayor Stewart about it, he said, guess what? Pam Holloway just submitted our community member fee. It's only $200 a year, and the city will benefit from this Coach Safely training program, as well as they will assist the city with improvement, development, or implementation of park and recreation related facilities or programs. So I was very excited about that. I'm very happy that the city of Irondale is going to be a community member, and I look forward to continuing to provide these kinds of opportunities for those that are involved in the youth programs that we have here in Irondale. The second thing that was very beneficial for me personally was I had the opportunity to meet with several council members from various municipalities, especially Moody, Calera. All of these are nearby, as well as Trustville. And they talked about some of the projects that they are doing in their municipalities and provided tips on what they did to make some of these projects possible. And I will be following up with that. They offered to meet with me and council members and the mayor to show them what they are doing. So that's exciting. And then the third thing that was important is we received an update from the legal team at the Alabama League of Municipalities in regard to some legislation being discussed by our state legislators as well as our state senators. So it was a very fruitful convention. I was very happy and honored to serve as the alternate, and you'll be hearing more about this as time goes on. So that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Box?
Just echoing Councilwoman McQuaylar's sentiments. Congratulations to our mayors for the day. Look forward to seeing some of y'all's names on the ballot in the future sometime.
That's right.
Very excited about that, and glad that they stepped into public service a little bit too, of seeing what our police officers do, our firemen, public works. It's a whole team effort around here that the mayor heads up and doing a real good job with. I'd like to say to my neighborhoods, contact me. I'm still looking for any projects that you want me to pass through to see if they can provide a public service that we could help you out with. And with that, for the interest of our public hearing coming up, I'll transfer it on back to you.
Thank you. Councilman Sims?
Also, congratulations to the 3 mayors of the day. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I guess, is that going to be a once a year thing or?
Yes, it'll be an annual thing.
Outstanding. I'd also like to extend an invitation for the police chief to do another week in Holiday Gardens anytime he wants. We welcome it. Bring him on. I love dropping in after work and being a random police officer sitting somewhere in the neighborhood, because I know that that's at least one stop sign that's not going to get run for a few minutes. Let's see. Echoing, I guess, what Councilor Cuellar said about the convention this week, a lot of great information was shared, learned a lot. I also got to meet some city councilors and mayors in similar sized cities as us all around the state. And it was nice to hear that they're also experiencing some of the same issues that we hear about all the time, that we're also dealing with, and trying to talk about, here's what we're doing, what are you doing, and stuff like that, sharing information. And so good stuff from that. And I believe that's it. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, thank you. And my report, again, also congratulations. If we don't train them, who will, right? So congratulations to all of our young mayors for the day. Secondly, I want to shout out, first, another thing, happy belated Mother's Day to all of you. I better say that. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of you. I hope y'all had a great day. And you should be served every day. Can I say that? All right. All you fathers. Well, anyway, let me congratulate a young man, Zayden Leonard, Shays Valley High School. Zayden has a 4.1 GPA. He's ranked 10th in his senior class. He's going to pursue a degree in biological science with a concentration in pre-med at Mississippi State University. Jaden received over $756,000 in scholarship this year. Honor graduate, some of his accolades: top 20 graduate scholar, distinguished athletic award, principal leadership award, WBRC Fox 6 Rising Star Award, National Honor Society, National Honor Society English, National Honor Society Spanish, SGA, and Mu Alpha Tau. Played football and basketball, and one of his quotes is, he said, "I've always worked hard in everything I do, and I have goals, and I want to achieve them." So for all you young mayors, Zayden is an example that we do have great students at Shades Valley. No matter what people say or what they think, he's one of them. And his mom is the owner of Frozen Rooster, which is out in Leeds. Hopefully we can get him in Irondale one of these days. But great guy, great kid, and we just want to shout. I just wanted to shout him out, Shades Valley, Zayden Leonard. Also, it's back to this basketball game. On my report, there was not all the truth wasn't there. You know, we had a few Division I players, but all of his players was 25 and under. Yeah. Did I get an amen back there in the back? Yeah, I got it. Amen. 25 and under, and we played great for about 3.5 quarters, and then the legs stayed on the bench. The body was on the floor, but their legs were still on the bench. So, and the young guns, no, they just got stronger as the game went on, which that's fine, but that's okay. But here's the main reason we lost. I sacrificed the loss for all of our city employees because they were worried that if the mayor lost this game, that he was going to start making them work on Fridays. So the goodness of my heart, I decided, we decided not to play as hard the last 2 minutes of the game. So the employees, and they had a great employees appreciation on Saturday, right? But he had him on speed dial. If he'd have lost that game, he was going to cancel that appreciation. So, hey, I'm waiting on my gift card, $25 or less, coming out for y'all, all my employees. So, I took one for the team. I'm a team player, and I took one for the team. And so I want to say thank you. You're welcome to all our employees. You're welcome for that. All right, but I want to shout out my team, Coach Rayford, Coach D. Castillo, Bridget Merriweather, Rico McAdory, my daughter Cameron London, Cortland Davis, Gary Ferguson, Austin Hardy, Coach Cook, Kim, Miss Davis, one of the teachers there. I just want to shout out to them who had an excellent game. But Mayor did get one thing right, though. I am the free throw champion. I am the free throw champion. Can I stand up and say that? Can I get a picture? Where is it? Who's taking a picture? Show us are you taking the picture? Come on up here and take this picture. I want to see this on Facebook tomorrow. Take that close shot. You got it? Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. You're welcome. Thank y'all very much. Thank you for being here. And next year, we won't lose. I'm thinking about getting in shape and playing myself. Right, Mayor? We're going to play a little bit?
Yeah, we're going to play
about
next
5
year.
minutes?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. And that's my report. Thank you. But I enjoyed it. It's a great game. Thank you.
Councilman London, can I one
Yes, sir.
more?
Yes, sir.
This has to do with this is National Police Week. We want to remember Sergeant Rex Winchester of the Irondale Police Department. Sergeant Winchester was shot and killed in the line of duty while serving the city of Irondale. End of his watch on July the 12th, 1983.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a plaque across the street in remembrance of him. So we just wanted to be able to go ahead and to give honor where honor is due. And also, I did forget to talk about the employee appreciation luncheon on Saturday. We had over 300, no, we had about 150 employees and family members to come and to fellowship and break bread in Beacon Park. And we had 9 sponsors throughout the community to provide funding for us to be able to have this appreciation for our employees. So I just want to thank the employees for coming out, getting a chance to meet their families, but also the individuals, sponsors that we had in the community that realized the value of the employees, that they gave over $5,000 for us to be able to put that event on. So I want to thank them as well.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we have reports of boards or non-council committees. No reports. All right, I need a motion to enter into public hearing.
Motion to enter in a public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'm gonna read it. The City Council of the City of Irondale will hear comments from interested citizen for a change of zoning from an R2 residential district to a I1 light industrial district for the property located at 5238 Amber Hills Road, Irondale, Alabama, 35210. At this time, we have anyone who's for this rezoning. You can come forward right now. At this time, it's you for this rezoning.
Craig Jones, live at 2329 Monroe Drive, and I'm for it.
Is there anyone else that's for this rezoning? All right, is there anyone want to speak? Oh, got one for this rezone. I'm sorry.
Hello, my name is Galdino Gomez Jr. I live on 2381 Monroe Drive, and I'm for it.
All right, let me pause for a second. If you're gonna speak, make sure our city clerk gets your name, address, and everything, and we have some forms in the back that you can fill out before you come. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So could you give her your name and address again?
Galdino Gomez Jr. I live on 2381 Monroe Drive,
Okay.
and I am for it.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay.
Wesley Jones, 2320 Monroe Drive, and I support it.
Another one coming.
My name's Barry Jones. I live at 2409 Monroe Drive, and I'm for it.
Is there anyone else for? Is there anyone against this rezoning? You can come at this time. Just make sure you give your name and address to our city clerk.
Councilman London, can I
Yes.
just make one announcement? real
Yes,
quick?
yes.
If the families with that's here for the message with the mayor, if you all want to leave now, you can.
Yep. Good. That's good. I thought they want to be mayors, maybe.
No, they say they'll intern as mayor, but they
Intern.
don't want to be mayor.
Okay, you can continue, sir.
Sorry about that.
Mhm.
1015 Hill Road, right across the street from this property, and I highly disagree. I do not want to see this pass.
Okay.
When you come up, if you could speak in the microphone so that they can hear it on Facebook, we would
Yes.
appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Hey, sir, could you, before
microphone,
you get
please.
started, could you grab that microphone, speaking to that microphone?
You told me to do that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm Wayne Fleming. In the former council meeting on this issue, I presented details on how the blueprint Irondale on both current and future use maps showed the use of the property as residential. Also, I again quote the blueprint. It is not the intent of this plan to place existing usage in a situation where their value or the quality of life of residents is adversely affected. In addition, I recall efforts in another council meeting that emphasized the blueprint's intention to avoid spot zoning. Approval of this proposal does not appear to follow that precedent. I continue to oppose the zoning change. But if the final decision of the council is to approve the zoning, which would allow the construction of the industrial operation, I would think that if all are operating in good faith on the intended use of the property, rather than just noting exception of the southerly 300 plus or minus feet, the property be surveyed and a separate residential parcel established by a line between the rear corners of the EVAT and sheriff properties. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that's against this property rezoning?
My name is Anita Evat. I live at 5214 Amber Hills Road, which is beside the property, and I am definitely opposed to this rezoning.
Councilman London,
Yes.
just so that we're all operating on the same page.
Mhm.
The top of the property is the only one that will be considered for rezoning to I-1. The bottom box that is on the let's see, Amber Hills roadside, that will still stay R2.
Right.
Just
Okay.
so that everybody
Thank you.
understands that.
Thank
as
you for
well.
that. Thank you for that. Understand that?
Of course, my name is Robert Evat. I live at 5214 Amber Hills Road. And this will definitely will affect our home and our way of life and our area because there's just issues that are involved in this thing. So I thank you so much.
My name is Mary Scherer, and wanted to bring up a couple of different items for you. One of the things, coming from a banking, finance, mergers and acquisitions background, we always had to know our customers. So we don't think that there's anything wrong with our customers and our neighbors, but we do question whether or not the existing business, D&D Electric Motors, would be properly zoned at light industrial. Section 417J says, no smoke, vapor gases being admitted into the atmosphere. This is their business, and that is the smokestack. I don't know what it comes off of, but this is the smokestack. It also says there can't be a fire hazard. They were audited in the third week of January of this year by the Birmingham EPA and the Waterworks, not Waterworks, but the Water Authority. Those signs right there say there is flammable and hazardous explosive materials inside. I question whether or not those would be changed after the examination. This was from December 28th. As of March, those signs are still in place. They were not changed. There is still hazardous, flammable substances inside the building. Section 417J says, again, no fire hazards. Also, any sort of equipment that comes from the manufacturing has to be easily portable. December the 28th. It's very large. It's this high. This was May the 8th, last week. Here they are lined up. This is equipment either coming in for repair or leaving for repair. Section 417, hazardous and flammable materials. Used oil sitting outside of their wash station down on the left. I understand that the EPA area said, put the lid on tight. It was out there in that manner. Also, section 417N says you can't store scrap and junk. This is outside of their, not directly against their building, but this is theirs. Further down, it says it's B&D Electric. Is their junk storage. Where is that going to go?
Miss Sherry, this Councilman, you got 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll do it.
Okay.
This is our neighbor. Is this what we're going to get to see? This is their wash station. This is what it looks like in total. This is our neighborhood. This is Daryl Weiss's cow. This is next door to me, across the street. This is what we're putting together. This does change our neighborhood. Residential or not, this is going to be up on the hill. And we're going to get to see on the back side of the building, because the front side is the parking.
Thank,
And I don't know where they're going to put the scrap.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else?
I'm Holly Walker. I live at 5388 Amber Hills Road, and I am against it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Domingo Santos, 5327 Amber Hills Road. In early 2019, my wife and I decided to move back to Irondale, which is our hometown. And we instantly fell in love with our neighborhood. If you haven't driven past through, I strongly encourage you to. We love that 10 minutes from here, you can see agriculture, Mr. Darrell's cows in the neighborhood, which is not, it's very unusual, and we love that part. Since then, we have enjoyed our neighbors. We have seen new families come to the neighborhood, and since January 17, 2023, when we first received the notice, that has all gone out the window. We are now in.
Sir, could you please, sir, in the audience, sir, we need to hear the gentleman speaking. Can you please have the microphone, sir?
Yes.
Thank you.
You can take it off. There you go.
We are now in May, and we're still here. Recently we had an appraisal, 2 appraisals in our property, and we are very happy with the investment that we made. My property, if you exit my front door, the hill where is it 100 by 100 or 20 by 20 with the industrial building that they're gonna plan to put up there, that is what you're gonna see. I think it is safe to say that that will diminish and impair establish property values in the neighborhood. And in conclusion, I'm against all this.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jose, and she wanna read for me.
That's fine. That's fine.
Thank you, Jose.
Mhm.
Says, good evening, everyone. We are Jose and Elvira, and we are here because we care about Irondale neighborhood in Amber Hills. We lived close to there for 8 years and everything was great. Then we moved to another city, which is not the same as Irondale. We had the opportunity to buy property in Irondale at 5100 Amber Hills Road, and we've decided to build our house there because it is a peaceful place. We do not agree with the change of industrial zone of 5238 Amber Hills Road. This will affect our plans and the neighborhood. Thank you.
Anyone else? Can I get a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Close public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, we'll deliberate on agenda items only. On our first of our consent agenda, resolve the resolution 2023 R52 authorize special exception to the fast cave requirements of the building located at 1916 Alton Road as allowed by section 411 of the municipal code of the city of Irondale for a specially designed building. Any comments, question?
I
Council?
do. I mean, we had postponed this because the owners or managers of the property were not here at our last council meeting, and I had some questions that I wanted to ask in regard to the property. I do have the schematic that was submitted, and we're talking about, this is a metal building, is it not? Yes, please come forward. And if you'll give your name for the benefit of our city clerk.
Yes. My name is John Nixon.
Okay. Okay. And looking at the key plan, the building that you're talking about, is that a metal building?
It is.
Okay. And it's 30, give or take, plus or minus 3,100 square feet?
The current building, yes.
Okay. And when I look at this building, it seems that maybe 1/3 of the building can be seen from Alton Road, but the rest of the building is immediately behind the property. So we're looking at how much that you can see from Alton Road, this 1/3. About how much square feet are we talking about?
The forward facing on the street, right around 20 linear feet of the building will stick out
Mm-hmm.
past the existing building.
Okay. And then on the side?
The building is approximately 45 feet deep, right at 50, actually 48 feet, sorry.
Okay. So that is all that would be required as far as our masonry ordinance. So if you were to follow that ordinance, how much are we talking about for this small amount that we're,
Well, your ordinance says that it has to be 60%
Right.
of the facade.
right,
Right?
correct. And so the only thing that we're, that would need to comply would be this part here and then this side. But not the part that's in the back that cannot be seen.
Okay, is that what, the
That-
way the code reads is the way I understand it, it says the whole facade, calculated eve down, right, which is a very extreme code. Now, I just want to point out that we applied for this permit back in November of last year before the ordinance was changed. Okay,
For this,
Yes, ma'am.
for this key plan, you applied for it
November of last year.
before our ordinance.
Yes, ma'am.
Is our building inspector here? No? So you submitted the plans?
Yes, ma'am. We have received a series of comments in December of last year.
Mm-hmm.
We resubmitted with the civil comments addressed in early March, and you got the conditional approval early April, or mid-April, sorry.
Okay.
With the contingency of the masonry ordinance that I don't believe is passed at that point.
Okay. Legal, if they submitted that, wouldn't they fall under the old ordinance? Okay. You'll give me a second. Sure, sure. I'll go ahead and defer to the rest of the
Councilman
council
Box.
members.
I think what Councilwoman Quayler is trying to say that your 20 feet that's sticking out past the side of the building here and 45 feet there gives you roughly, what, 2,700 linear feet or 2,700 square feet that you would need, that would be all you would need to look at 60% masonry for. She's actually trying to find a way where you can fit under the current ordinance without having to come up with, exceptions the wrong word, but a variance from the old ordinance. So, have you already got your financing in place for this? Is your, have you already
Yes, sir.
projected your dollar amounts and everything?
Yes,
for
sir.
it?
So we went into a lease agreement last year around July, went under construction, applied for the original building permit, which if you ever seen that building, I have pictures of the old building before we changed the facade, and really put a lot of money into this property already. With not knowing that there was any masonry ordinance that was even in the agenda in the future, right? So along that road, every building is pretty much an industrial metal building. I noticed that 1601, there's a current construction project which doesn't even have close to the amount of masonry that the code requires. Obviously, I think they're in the same boat as we are. They applied for permits before the ordinance was changed. So we've put in a lot of money into the building already. We've ordered the metal building with the approvals already in place. So we actually would have to redesign the building to put a facade on, right? Because the metal buildings, the way they're built, we would have to account for the roof and the overhangs and everything to account for that stone masonry. So it's going to cost us a lot of money to change it at this point. Plus, where that would sit, that facade, is an odd spot to be putting such a beautiful facade on the building, right? It's going to be on the backside, our loading area where our customers come in and pick up their supplies.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation.
Councilman Sims.
So the proposed building is basically going to match what's currently there.
Correct.
I don't have anything at the moment. See if the attorney has.
Have you seen the building since we renovated?
I
don't
have.
think I have.
Brought you some pretty pictures, if you don't mind.
Yes, no,
Come on.
please.
Please.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. First page shows the building in the condition that we received it. Start construction, and then you'll see the current state and our future. You see, it was a very rough looking building in the area.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was looking at, your future here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
The addition, that's just, I guess, additional warehouse space.
Correct, sir. Yes, sir. So what we did was.
It'll be right behind the dock.
Correct.
Okay.
So the current building was an old mechanic shop in really bad shape. We went in and brought it up to current. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing and building codes. Refacaded the building with the metal to match what was there and what we saw on the street. We made a sales area in the front half. So half of that current building is divided in half to where we have a showroom, an office space, bathrooms, and whatnot for our customers to come in and get out of the heat, and buy some good products from us. And then the warehouse space is very minimum now that we cut the building in half to be able to be a substantial growth in the community and be able to support and sell landscape supplies in areas. We needed that extra space. So the whole intention was always to add to the building from day one. And when we found the location, which is a great area, we love Irondale. It's going to be a successful location. It's going to be a gym in the area, right? As you see in the pictures, definitely looks way better than they did before.
I'm impressed with your parking lot improvement.
Yes, it definitely improved.
60% requirement would be actually placing it on one or more of the exterior facades, provided that if they have one that actually faces the public street, you know, they can actually put all of the exterior facade on that particular structure. They could put, you know, on this, you know, on the one area, you know, it could look a bit odd. You know,
Right.
like you said.
Yeah.
I did check with Greg, and Greg said that they did apply for a building permit in April of 2023, and that they have not approved any civil plans for it.
Okay. I have no other questions.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we agree to keep it on consent, or do we to move it to regular agenda?
I'd like to keep it on consent, especially since the building's already been done, and doing the masonry would require having to go to an additional expenditure of getting another building.
Council Box.
Something, yeah.
Council.
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Number 2, resolve the resolution 2023 R57 authorize the execution of agreement with Motorola Solution for maintenance for the E911 system. This has Chief Wiggins on it. If he's here, still here. If not, Mayor, you want to talk about this?
With Motorola, they handle all of the equipment for the 911 equipment that's in the back.
Right.
So it's just renewing that agreement with them.
Okay. Consent. Keep it on consent. All right. Number 3, resolve resolution 2023 R58 declares the city vehicles and equipment from the water department as surplus and authorize the disposal of such property by Mayor James D. Stewart or his designee through sales of government deals, govdeals.com. Chief Morris. Oh, we're good now. We didn't need you. Yeah. It's kind of like they didn't need you in the game. They didn't really. So you're good. You're good. Chief Morris, you want to speak on this? Is he here? Morris? No, we're good.
Oh, you're
Morris?
talking about those
the water.
are vehicles.
Oh, that's a vehicle. Okay, the water departments.
Those are vehicles that we're surplusing because all of them have been replaced with up-to-date vehicles.
Gov deals. Okay. Any questions, council?
No.
Actually, I don't have a question. I know we have done this time and time again with surplus vehicles, but I never heard of whatever happened. Can we maybe get what happened, like how much we auctioned them off for at some point after it occurred?
We can. I mean, yeah, we can. What happens is that once the vehicles are sold and the checks come to the city, then the funding enters back into the general fund.
Thank you.
But we can give you an accounting of the vehicles that we've sold and what has been generated from that so far.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, number 4, resolve resolution 2023 R59 modifies a portion of resolution 2023 R47, which declares a city vehicle from the fire department as surplus and authorizes a modification to the disposal method of such property by Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to donation to the Dancy Cochran Volunteer Fire Department. Chief McDaniel, is he here? Okay.
So we surplus 2 vehicles last council meeting, and between then and this council meeting, the Dancy Cochran Volunteer Fire Department, they lost their station and their fire engine to a fire. So we got an email that they were looking for some loaner trucks to be able to help them out, and since we've had this going on, we were getting rid of these. And Mayor Stewart's always said, you know, we ought to bless others when we have the ability to. So that came to mind. So we've offered to donate this truck to that department so that they don't have to look for loaners, but they can have something that's theirs and can respond to their community's needs and calls.
And I was told Dancy Cochran volunteers in Aliceville, Alabama. Aliceville.
It's kind of southwest of Tuscaloosa, about 3 hours,
Yeah.
close to Memphis, Alabama.
Memphis.
Just almost to the Mississippi
Yeah,
line.
I've been there. All right. Any more questions? Any questions?
I guess the only question, was any part of the valuation of this being counted on to try to offset anything on the new equipment we purchased?
No, sir.
No question.
All right. Thank you.
No, and the other thing I just want to note for the benefit of our audience here, it's a 1998 Freightliner,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
Yeah,
So
and
this is
it was
probably
actually an
pretty
East
far.
Jefferson Fire District truck before we took East Jefferson in, so
Yeah.
it's been quite some time.
That's right.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. All right, consent? Okay.
Yes.
All right, number 5, resolve the resolution 2023 R60. Allow the city of Irondale to participate in the 2022 back-to-school sale tax holiday beginning 12:01 a.m. on Friday, July 21st, 2023, and ending at 12 midnight on Sunday, July 23rd, 2023. Any questions?
No, I just have a comment for the benefit of our audience, and that is that we're going to be posting the chart that they have for the back to school holiday to see what items would qualify for the tax exemption. That is going to be done through our city clerk. We'll put it on the app, right, and the website, so that this way everyone will know what items are exempt.
All right, any more questions? All right, consent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 6, resolve the resolution 2023 R61 authorizing the donation of $44,500 to Shades Valley High School for educational purpose. Legal, can I just, all these 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are basically the same. Can I read them all as one? That's one, all right. That's for Shades Valley, $19,500 to Irondale Middle School. $19,000 to Irondale Community School for educational purposes, $17,000 for Grantsville Community School for educational purposes, and $14,480 to Jefferson County International Bachelor Art School for educational purposes. Any questions on any of these, council?
And again, for the benefit of our audience, we approved this when we approved the budget. So the money is budgeted and the funds are there. And this is how they will be allocated.
Councilman Box?
No question.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
No question for me. Consent?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, number 11, resolve the resolution 2023 R66 authorizing execution of a service agreement with Cahaba River Society Incorporated in the amount of $25,000. And that's for Mayor. Any extra comment?
Yes, we started, I want to say when we came into office, is providing support to the Cahaba River Society as well as to Ruffner Mountain, because we claim them as being assets in the city of Irondale. Both of them reside in the city of Irondale. Therefore, we wanted to provide them with funding to be able to further their mission of doing things on the river as well as doing things on the mountain.
Thank you. Any question from the council?
Just a comment that I'm very grateful to the Cahaba River Society for all of the work that they do with our river and then around our river. They pick up a lot of garbage, debris, things of that sort. They look out for the area so that our residents, as well as those that are coming from all over the place, if you drive by there, by the Cahaba River, you will see license plates, even out of state, that are coming to enjoy that. And so that is a great tourist attraction, and I'm grateful to the Cahaba River for all of the work that they do as well.
Councilman
all I
Box?
have to say.
Thank you.
No question.
Councilman Sims?
I just want to echo what Councilor Cuellar said. I'm glad that we're working with them again and look forward to continuing.
Right. No comments for me. All right. Number 12, resolve the resolution 2023 R67 authorizing the execution of service agreement with Ruffner Mountain Nature Coalition in an amount of $50,000. Mayor, any comments?
Yes, as I stated it when I talked about the Cahaba River Society. Ruffner Mountain is such a asset to the city of Irondale. We have a lot of individuals Instead of going through the East Lake entrance, they come through the Irondale side of the mountain. There are a lot of Irondale citizens that also uses Ruffner Mountain as well. We just want to be able to provide them with support so that they can further their mission and that the people in Irondale can continue to be able to use our side of the mountain.
Any question or comments from council?
No, only comments I have is I'm really grateful for the information that they provided, which really demonstrates, what part of Irondale is, they have been helping us with.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful for having this information. Certainly makes it easy to make a decision. So thank you for providing us with that.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
Same thing. I appreciate everything Ruffner does and look forward to continued relationship with him.
No question from me. All right, 13, resolve a resolution 2023 R68 declares the weeds, overgrowth, noxious vegetable matter located on the premises located at 3520 Stonehenge Place, Irondale, Alabama, creates a public nuisance and shall be removed from such premises. Any questions or comment from the council?
Only that I appreciate Officer Lawley providing us with all that we needed to make a decision on this. Very, very detailed, really helps us. So thank you for doing that.
Councilman Box?
Just echo Councilwoman Quiller's comments.
Council Sims?
No questions.
No question from me. We've already talked about unfinished business, new business, ordained the ordinance 2023-18, increasing the ad valorem tax rate in the city of Irondale by 0.6%, 125%, 12 mills of the value of the property situated in the city of accordance pursuant to the special election held in the city of March 22nd, 22. This ad valorem tax rate will be effective beginning on the October 1st, 23 until September 30, 2029, on which date the tax increase will sunset and not be collected further. Mayor's.
This is the tax increase that over 75% of the citizens voted on in 2022. One of the requests when we had the referendum is that we would delay the collection of the tax since we were in a period of financial economic times where inflation was at an all-time high and everything was kind of crazy in the financial world during that time. So we delayed the collection on that tax for 1 year. However, we said that it would kick in 2023. And we are taking this ordinance to provide it to Jefferson County so that they can input this into their system and start collecting the tax in October 1 of 2023. So everyone should see a 6 mills increase in their property tax when they get ready to pay their bill on October 1. But we said that we would use these funds for capital projects, and within a couple of months I'll be making a presentation about those capital projects that this money will go to fund or to support those projects. We said that they will be things that you can see, feel, touch, or you can enjoy, and I promise you we'll follow through with that. That's exactly what we're going to be able to do with this money. So I don't want anybody to run out of here to think that it's going into the general fund, because we don't need it in the general fund because we had over $4 million surplus this year. But this tax is going to go towards those things to improve the quality of life for the citizens in Irondale.
Thank you, Mayor. Any comments or questions from the council?
No, the mayor explained this property tax. It was approved. There is a sunset clause, which means that beginning October 1st, 2023 is when it begins, and the tax increase will sunset on September 30th of 2029 and will not be collected further.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
Lika, let me pause on 14. Do I need to read that one since we already had a public hearing on it? Okay. All right, let me go ahead and read it. Ordain, back to 14. Ordain the ordinance 2023-03 rezoned to property located at 5238 Amber Hills Road, Irondale, Alabama, from R2 Residential District to I1 Light Industrial District. Any comments?
I do have some comments, and that is that I have driven to this neighborhood. There are many, many houses. And as I'm listening to comments by everyone, those who were in favor of it live on Monroe Drive. I did not drive to Monroe Drive, so I'm wondering, where is exactly Monroe Drive? How far is it from this residential neighborhood? So it's on the other side of 459. Thank you. Okay.
Councilman Box?
My other question will be on the process that we're going through, since it's had a first reading.
Had a first reading.
To be voted on, it'd have to have another first reading, go through the process.
Because of the change, correct?
Yep.
Are you?
No more comments.
Currently, it's from Google aerial view. It looks like the whole parcel is wooded. Is it still all wooded? Whoever the owner is of the parcel. Okay. And then let's see. I'm assuming it looks like roughly around 300 feet along the roadway on Amber Hills, and then more than 300 feet back. So we're talking, isn't that a football field? 300 feet, 100 yards. Yeah. So about a football field length up a hill. And then I guess how far back will the actual building be? Because your driveway will be off of the other road, correct?
Around 330 feet is from distance from Amber Hills, and then the building will be another 220 feet from there. So over 500 feet from Amber Hills.
It is way up in the air.
And it's access. Amber Hills, that been said wrong.
Any more questions from council?
The Alton Road, that's where the driveway will be. Is that correct?
Driveway to the business will be from Alton Road.
And the parcels on that road on either side, those are zoned what?
Industrial. It's industrial, same zoning that we're requesting on either side.
And the Amber Hills Road will be residential, stay R2. Okay.
Remaining as
I have no more questions.
All right, thank you. Okay, you want to speak on it? Okay. Would you like to come up front and show him, ask him? You good? Councilman Sims?
I'd looked a little bit on the map. I mean, I think that's right. I'm good, yes.
You're good? Okay. All right, at this time.
I do have a follow-up.
Okay, follow-up question.
Those that spoke in favor of, are the Joneses, there are three of them. There were three Joneses and one Gomez. Are the Joneses, are you the owners of the property? Okay, thank you.
Any more questions, council? Good. Council, good?
We're good.
Okay, all right. All right, at this time, can I get approval of the form of the agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the form of the agenda to include items 1 through 13 on consent, and the other items as discussed, as presented.
All right, got a
Second.
motion, got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. At this time, we have public comments on the agenda items only. At this time, public comments on agenda items only, and 2 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to speak to the Site 1. I'm in agreement
with having it on consent. I just wanted to give you, we talked to Will Hepner back in May about bringing Site 1 in, and at that time, we did not have a masonry ordinance. So as a couple of you know, I'm really pushing hard for the masonry ordinance, and I want to just think about how this affects us in the future. If somebody wants to add on to a building, this is going to get brought up on other metal buildings. I'm thinking about some down the street from City Hall that they could add on to a metal building. I think we ought to get them to add some masonry to the front if they're doing improvements. So you saw the building get totally redone down to metal studs and then back up. I mean, it went from a $300,000 piece of property is what they're asking, and it doubled in value. Adding another $30,000 or so worth of brick. Mike Graham with Graham and Company, he said the reason why he does his buildings out of masonry is because they don't look beat up after 30 years. So we're not making decisions like trying to make it look beautiful right now. We just want durable buildings, like by loading doors, having brick or masonry would be really good. This building does not have the overhang on the roof to add brick now. So I'm in agreement with consent. We're in limbo on this, but when it comes up in the future, I am so much for masonry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else on agenda items only? Hey, Ms. Steele.
My name is Judy Wilson, 3510 Belmont Road. I'm really thrilled that we have the funding to help the schools out with their needs, but I'm not here all the time, so I don't know how it works. But do they apply for funding from the city? Because I know each school is given different amounts of funds. So is there some kind of a list that they give to you for what they're going to spend it on? Or is there some accountability on what the money is used for?
I can speak to that process if you all want me to. When we first came into office, the city did very little to be able to support the school system. When people come to the city of Irondale, they don't think of the schools when they're getting ready to move into the city. They don't think that they're Jefferson County schools. They think that they are Irondale schools. We wanted to be able to do our part to be able to help, to be able to fill the gap financially, to be able to help the schools. So they don't submit to us, but we budgeted over $200,000 for the schools this year. And the way that we appropriate that money to the school, we do it based on their current enrollment. So we take the enrollment of all the schools, and then we take a proportion of each school versus what is the total enrollment for each school. And then we supply them with those resources, usually in the month of May. I'm in constant contact with the schools and have an idea of what the funding is going for. We also provide them a letter with the things that it could be used for as well. So that's how we determine how the money actually goes to schools.
So there is really no accountability as far as how it's spent?
We don't tell them how to spend it. As you can see on the agenda right now, it says for educational purposes. So whatever they define that falls up under educational purposes, that's what they can use the funding for.
The only reason I'm questioning is they in time. They do let you know what.
I do hear from them what they spend their money on. I actually go to the schools and they take me on a tour to show me exactly what the money has been funded for, what they've used the money for in the schools. Going forward, we will get a written report for anybody that wants to be able to see how the funds are being used. They can be more than happy to be able to see that.
Any other comments on agenda items only? Yes. Yes, agenda items only, yes.
Make sure I understand what happened. Are we gonna hear from you guys? What's decided? What?
Yes,
decided?
we haven't voted on it yet. Yeah, it's coming up. Mhm. Yes, sir. All right, there's no more kind of motion to approve all items on the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. Unfinished business. Could someone take us through 14?
Make a motion that ordinance number 2023-03 be considered read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion we suspend all the rules that prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2023-03.
Second.
Roll call. Councilman Quaylar.
No.
Councilman Box.
No.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
Councilman London. No. All right. New business. Can we take it through the process?
I make a motion that ordinance 2023-18 be considered read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion that we suspend all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2023-18.
Second.
Roll call. Councilman Quaylar.
Yes.
Councilman Box.
Yes.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
Councilman London. Yes.
I make a motion that ordinance 2023-18 be approved and adopted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, we have public comments to the council.
Councilman London,
Yes.
will you just explain to everybody what took place on 14?
On 14, it failed the first reading. So next time it comes up on the next council meeting, all it's going to take is just a majority vote. Or did it die? I'm sorry. Yep.
The first reading of the ordinance was held.
Right.
And it will be considered at the next council.
Next council, it'll come up on the next council meeting, and then all it needs at that meeting is just a majority vote. So it got through the first reading tonight. Okay.
In other words, it had to have a second first reading
Yep.
because of modifications to the first reading.
Yep.
Council, are y'all saying y'all approve for it to be?
No, it's going to come back at the next council. Yes. Yep. To be voted on. Any comments on non-agenda items? Yes.
I want to thank the city, grounds and streets, that what it is. They did a wonderful job today up at the corner of Grants Mill and Old Leeds. It needed it desperately. The owner of that property, I don't even know who it is, but the city's always been so good to help out there, and it was really looking like a jungle. And also, could something be done temporarily about the pavement there on Old Leeds where they're doing the construction at the Publix area? Because the roadway is getting there's getting holes and the pavement's worn away. And I drive that street. I live right up a block away. So I just recently had our car realigned, and it was over $300. I don't want to go through that again, but I know it's going to be going on for more and more and more months. But if something temporary could be done on that pavement, I would appreciate it. We all would.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There was one comment that I wanted to make that I forgot to make during my announcements, and it had to do with, I'm trying to remember it. I had it right when she was talking. Tell you what, I'll post it on my Facebook page, but, oh yes, it was to provide y'all with an update. Our city clerk did post the pavement, roads that are gonna be, first they're gonna repair and then they go back to pave. So if you download our city app, you will have the roads that are gonna be done as well as when the work begins. And then I've also asked her to send the council members a PDF of it so that we can post it as well. But I've had several requests from people asking what roads are gonna be done, when do they start getting done? And we want to try and get you as much information that we can. And I want to thank our city clerk for taking this and getting this on our app. And we'll continue to follow up with keep you updated on the paving that's going on.
Hey, just talking to our city clerk, it's already up on the app and it's also on the Facebook page.
Very good.
Yep.
It's on the City of Irondale's Facebook page as well.
And
Thank you, Lee.
And the website.
And the work starts Thursday.
Thursday, right. And
Off
the
of
work starts
Overton Road.
Right.
Councilor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, since we're addressing things kind of a little bit of out of order, I wanted to thank the mayor and our public works directors, Mr. Menifee and Mr. Pennington, for working with the city of Birmingham to get Queenstown Road paved. And I know that the mayor has gotten agreements to get Amber Hills Road paved as well through the county. So we thank you for your efforts there, Mayor, and the department heads too.
Thank you.
Yes.
At this time, we are going into executive session.
I think we had one more.
Oh,
You got comments.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Now the public.
I didn't see it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't see it.
Now the public.
Make sure everybody can see this. Sorry.
Yes, I'm just reminding you have 2 minutes. All right, thank you.
Last week, I gave everybody a copy of this, which was a historical zoning certificate to show that this, I'm sorry, my name's Donna Mayo.
Hey, Donna. Hey, Donna.
To show that this area on Queenstown Road in 2005 was zoned either residential or agricultural. This is still residential. Lee mentioned before we met that there's no evidence yet that this has ever been rezoned, which would mean it's still agricultural. This land is agricultural. There is a variance in here, but that's for this property, which this company does not own. Okay, I just want to give you a quick update on what's been happening. So last time I showed you what it looked like before, which was a heavily wooded hillside. Then I showed you what it looks like, and you'll notice that debris, trash, whatnot. Okay, now I want to show you a picture that was taken 2 days ago. It's a different vantage point, but you can see we've still got the same trash, debris, whatever. So this area right here is the residential, so it would appear that they're using their residential property as their dump, and they're using the agricultural property for commercial purposes. Thank you. Oops, sorry.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Anyone else? Non-agenda items. All right, at this time, we're going into executive sessions. Discussion of negotiation involving matter of trade.
Councilman, can I say
Yes.
something right quick?
Okay.
I just wanted, I know Ms. Mayo came and gave us that such powerful and glowing report there. But I wanted to ask, haven't you been invited to a meeting from the city to sit down to discuss about that property being cleaned up?
Greg Hoffman will be contacting you, and as we have talked about, in the past, the city is actually moving forward. That has been going on now for about 3 weeks, and you and I had already talked about that.
So I'll dance at you.
All right. We're good? All right, executive session, discussion on negotiation involving matters of trade or commerce and consideration of the city council is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of real property. The city council will not reconvene following completion of executive session. Can I get a motion to into executive session?
Motion to enter executive session.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.